must be some like Whopper, like some help.
Must have. One.
Okay, nice.
Oh, I don't know how I didn't see him.
That's a bot. You see the way he spun around?
I just saw him staying still. That was a little funky with it.
Возник опять соединение.
The war begins now.
И смотрим, Cobra Gaming все-таки на дабл пик уже стабильно будет себе в сложное время Мирана кинет.
Virtus.pro's turn to pick.
Осталось 10 секунд.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Ой, 1400, 1500.
Radiant team's turn to ban.
Перемещаются и делают какие-то
when it comes to utility, when it comes to lockdown for any core that's paired with Magnus, and Void is just a beast of a carry. Now, Shadow Demon has been banned out, so you don't have that save to work with. They need... We'll see what they need, what they think they need at least. They think that they don't need an Undying as they banned that out. Troll, man, like I told you, I actually would have respected the Troll in the first phase as well. Magnus Troll for Virtus.pro. I think it's the only core that deals well with Legion in the lane and also can deal with the Void and is amplified incredibly well by Magnus.
So here's my concern, Liz.
Phoenix ban.
I'm looking at this right now and I've got this really bad feeling that VP are drafting around a Naga or a PL.
I mean, no VP, and if you know Epileptic Kid, then you know that they love these illusion heroes, like Q stated before, so they always do that, but Naga plus Magnus isn't really your combo, it's not good.
What I would like to see is someone like a Bloodseeker maybe, although I'm just worried on the Legion lane.
No, I respect that. You should be a drafter. Bloodseeker is a thing that I have forgotten and could work really well for VP versus Legion on the lane. You have that Blood Right to silence her.
You do have to be careful of the passive. That's always the conundrum. So I feel like you have to win the race to level 3 or 4. And that makes it harder. Heroes like this, just bulky boys.
Jakiro plus Void, obviously. Have that damage in the chrono. You also have a hero that's strong on the laning stage. You have Ice Path to follow up Legion's duel, as no one will be able to just disable her or mess with that duel. Unless they have a BKB.
10 seconds remaining.
See what's next up in stock for Virtus.pro.
5 seconds
they already
remaining.
got one of the most valuable supports they can get at the moment.
Yeah, Rubik is amazing. And Jakiro after Rubik. Rubik must be feeling, hell yeah, man.
People are going to be stunned for a long time.
I'll take that Ice Path. I don't mind.
It's like, oh, you want to duel someone? Stunned. Oh, you want to chrono someone? Stunned. It's not going to be easy. But they chose to just wing into that pick. So they must have a plan here. I mean, it sets up with the Faceless Void nicely, right? With the Macro Pyre and then immediately after chrono, you can just Ice Path follow up. Works well with the Legion as well. So it's a logical pick. They could even opt for something like the Mirana on the side of Pandas as well, as this continues. Works really well with the Legion and the Void. Can set up for Jakiro, or Jakiro can set up for the arrows.
No, Mirana is just a top tier pick. Overall, both of these teams could pick it up. Putting Rubik in a 5 position best at the moment though, so maybe we won't see it on this side. But they go with the Dazzle. Dazzle that gives you a lot of sustain, and Dazzle that's played a lot by no one on mid lane.
Not just no one. Rezo also plays
And
Dazzle.
yeah, you can play it on off lane too.
In fact, recently I think VP been favoring it in the offlane role, but there's like that's the beauty of these heroes, right? Because Rezo used to run these 2s and these 1s all the time. They have this beautiful overlap with certain picks like Dazzle, where it's like, okay, could be a support, probably not, but could be mid, could be offlane.
Could be a courier.
It could, but usually that's the 5 position. As we said, not likely to see the Dazzle 5. It's possible. It's just kind of fallen out of favor, I think.
Could be a courier too. Just give him. Let him bury you items from the start.
That's what I'm saying, 5. That's what you do. And there's the Mirana.
That's not the position 5. Position 5 is a glorious position that you need to respect.
I know it.
Illusion hero? Yep. Sure, why not?
I was thinking about it, but like on the lane, even once you get 6, it's even better for Legion, right? Because you just keep proccing your passive constantly.
I'm interested in seeing what this PL is going to build and how strong he'll be versus lane, and then later on versus Chrono plus Jakiro combo. However,
5 seconds
you
remaining.
have the Dazzle 5 here. PL plus Dazzle are a strong lane. You have the Illusion plus the Shadow Wave bomb. Bad, but you are playing versus Legion, so your Dazzle will be mid or off lane.
I think maybe VP, something like possibly a Leshrac next.
For a hell of a fight.
It gives them that flexibility. It's still like it's
The war begins now.
Yeah, like they're not baiting themselves into a you don't know where we're going type draft that doesn't work. It fits their lineup, but it then makes it so that Pandas don't know what to do necessarily their final pick. Because I think like if you have Dazzle and Leshrac as potential mid laners, they play the mid lane very differently, right?
See what they go. That's ambiguous, something that's flexible, something that lane on different lanes, mid or off lane would be good definitely for Virtus.pro. Fighting Pepegas, they just ban out the Ember. They have some general idea about what they want to pick. Something like an Invoker wouldn't be bad for them. They already have this Faceless Void Chrono, some extra damage in the pit would be in the Chrono would be pretty good. I don't think it's something like OD, even though OD is good because they banned out the Ember, but OD could work too for him. Dazzle obviously.
5 seconds remaining.
I wonder if they're thinking about someone in Necro. If they ban out the Pugna here, most likely. Because right now, you look at it, other than Jakiro, there's not that much push, really, right, for the side of Pandas. Like, they can shove lanes, but they can't really take towers.
Team's turn to pick.
Oh, there it is.
Dire team's turn to pick.
I think we get Necro. No, it's the Leshrac, okay.
They ban out the Pugna instantly. It's a good pickup for them. It's a stable hero that, as you mentioned before, can go off, can go mid. Probably will be that either. So Rezo just play offlane more often. It depends what they decide to send mid on the side of fighting.
Yes.
Well, I actually saw Legion play versus Dazzle yesterday. We thought that... Was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was.
5 seconds remaining.
Надо крафтить, все такое.
Oh, tiny. Okay.
All right, something that's that tiny involved. Brawl should be able to be the full playmaker, and we were wrong. Dazzle is be that position 5 as it's really strong with PL on the lane. That's mentioned. Rezo will be playing the Magnus. Rezo loves that Magnus, so that one. Save played by Rubik will be his faithful position 4 companion on the offlane, and no one playing Leshrac on mid lane. On the other side, nothing out of the ordinary. Mirana 4, Brawl mid, and be playing that Void, Moon the offlane LC, and Jakiro will be played by AUY 2000 TI winner.
Definitely earned more than 2,000 in his time playing, and this is the thing that came down to VP's draft. It's always, the obvious pick is always the carries, right? This PL is the only one that you could really place. You could argue anything else on VP could go more or less anywhere. Like the Rubik could be a 4 or 5, the Dazzle could be a 5, a 2, or a 3, and same with Leshrac could be a support, or it could be in the mid, sometimes around the off lane. And Magnus has recently been researching a little bit in the support role, but primarily is that off laner. So it's like, it's safe and sane to say this Magnus is a support. But it looks like we're gonna go into a clip before we get underway with the game, so we'll be back in just a second.
Ну, против Алхимика ты играешь на таймере, поэтому да, в идеале по-быстрому закончить, а вот тут Алхимик сам пошел в атаку, все шансы забрать Эмбера. Если...
There you go. Now you know how to vote for your MVPs, and we are back just ready to get underway here. Virtus.pro versus Flying Pandas in a best of 2. VP leaning into their safety zone, illusion-based heroes, whereas on the side of Flying Pandas, a little bit more meta. Definitely quite aggressive on the lanes with the Mirana, the Legion, even the Jakiro. They definitely want to run out of these lanes and run out of control, right, Liz?
Yeah. You want to run out of the lanes and run out of control, but on the other side there is a lot of control against you, and I don't think they will allow that so easily. We can the Magnus with that Empower, if they go in that direction, can mess with Void and his farm quite a lot. Just spam that fade ball, spam him with everything and take creeps away. On the other hand, we have Dazzle with PL.
I almost feel bad.
Good this.
Definitely a way of keeping up the poison as well with the Spirit Lance spam out, right? So there's potential there. It's just awkward against the Legion Commander lane because you just press the attack, get rid of the poison, Dazzle's aggression is offset straight away.
Unless he goes for the Shadow Wave and you just spam her. Basically why this combo is good, PL plus Dazzle is 8 illusions, go on a hero and then you Shadow Wave the illusion.
And if you're a Legion, you're already in the creep wave because the correct way to play this against the melee heroes, you run at them all the time. It's kind of one of the big things that's made Legion seem so strong is in theory, when you think about the passive, you can easily CS and deny at the same time. Surprised we haven't actually seen it ran in the mid lane so far. Apparently there's a few SEA players that do it, but that's about it.
The battle's starting!
It's like they should be able to get their hands in it. Nope. PL picks it up.
3 bounty runes going the way of Virtus.pro, and Envy does manage to snatch one away. Solo is going to take some hits, but threatened way too hard here by Third. Yeah, we have lanes.
We've seen this lane plenty. Mirana and Legion Commander, usually what happens, you try 1-2 arrows. If it doesn't work, you just do the typical Mirana thing. You go to the jungle between the bot lane and the mid lane and eventually rotate, right? And you have a good setup, actually, with the Tiny. Avalanche tosses into arrows. Good work.
If someone rotates in.
And you got Mirana. Definitely like to happen. Mirana's kind of the new Shaker in that regard, but better, because she can farm in the
same Mirana that just missed an arrow on the bottom lane, but still can do
warming up.
A lot. Warming up, yeah. Just
start with the
calibrating the aim control.
Because, you know, clearly snaking is secretly a bot. Maybe you'll play some clockwork for us today. I feel like we don't see any clock.
Wait, did you just call him a bot? That's like the worst insult that you can do to him.
I mean, not if you're open AI.
Yeah, that's cool. AI bots. They scare me. Are we going to be controlled by something Skynet? And did it all start with Tesla and his OpenAI bots, I wonder?
All I know so far is the track's getting controlled a bit on the mid lane. Classic Tiny experience so far.
You take that tree, you punch the creeps, you punch the heroes.
You lose your range creeps every time. Prowl smiles. No one doesn't. Classic. Actually, this is a cheeky attempt. He's going to toss him under the tower. That'll be a lot of damage done to no one. He is speedy, so he should be able to get away, but you'll have to use that salve straight out.
Yeah. Forced him to use that salve instantly, yeah, which no one will do because there is no threat of that salve being broken by any spells. Like, I don't work with any longer. So even though sometimes it feels like a good idea to mess with someone's HP a lot, but like, are you gaining enough out from it? Because if you don't have mana, you can't even threaten him, you can't toss him away, and then you can't approach the creep wave because...
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, he hasn't got his bottle just yet because there's 1 or 2 of those CS, and now he has to use the invis room before he can refill up. I wonder if he's going to go for the Bassi. I've been seeing this a bit more regularly on Tinies in the mid. It just makes sense. Like, if there's any hero that benefits from that regen, yeah. But like, I've seen it on both by bottle and plus Bassi. Definitely a hero that benefits from it.
We'll see. You can get it. Does need some armor to work.
Let's have a look in the top lane, because it's been mostly quiet up here so far. Rezo's just trying to supplement his farm, double up as best he can, and it's just typical Jakiro fun time. You can't really stop this, you can't really kill him, but you can make sure it hurts him as he does.
Yeah, Jakiro, you're a dragon, so you want to hurt this little Magnus. He's not a dragon, you're a dragon, hit him, AOY.
So Rhino versus a dragon, I mean, this is pretty simple wildlife.
He's been trying, definitely, with double breath and everything. Moon Meander, they're trying to get him.
Oh, they might get him. One more hit if it comes out. Nope, too speedy. Dazzle was waiting for that shadow wave. He wanted to keep the illusion on it. They'll get away and pops out.
It has rotated mid, but the scan was there by no one, so he should kind of understand what's going on.
It's kind of obvious when Brawl is ignoring the creep wave as well. Yeah. And instead, snaking taxes the lane.
That arrow basically secures
Radiant
range creep. Sometimes it's not even that bad with the range creep with the arrow. Secures the experience and killing it, denying it. You see.
Oh, what? He came back out, snaking away it around. First blood gets drawn.
Well played by Snake.
We were looking bot because we were expecting something to happen here.
Moon Meander, you can see the combo of heal plus Dazzle already hurting him a lot, as he pretty much has no regen left remaining. Snaking a lot of HP before the TP. He had to TP because of the way Poison Touch works right now. Every time you hit the hero, Poison Touch gets refreshed, and Dazzle was a bit faster than Mirana there, and yeah, good by Snaking to realize that, TP away before he was just sent back to the fountain.
Yeah, and he was out of lead charges. He'd been using them to get around the runes, so... It's kind of one of the big awkward factors is it's a bit like the mini Ember Spirit and Earth Spirit experience, right? Is the leaps. You have to think about what you could do with them in that moment and what you actually want them for in the next 2-3 minutes.
It looks like Dire
because of the recharge time. As you tend to level out the Starstorm and even the Arrow sometimes before you get the leap maxed.
Clint,
a little bit of pressure around the values.
AUY picks one, and Moon Meander for Dire picks the other, while Rezo picks what? Only
it's 3-1, yeah.
2-1. That's a small win for playing Vegas, playing Pandas.
Some will take. Envy is just trying to aggress save out of lane. He does need to be a little bit careful.
He tries to man up, tries to create some hits, and it's good, but at the same time, if those ashes don't proc, in a bit of a pickle.
And it's actually, despite what his HP looks like every time we come down here, he's looking pretty good. 26 CS, 27 make that.
27, he's on top pretty much, sharing that top space with Lashrak and PL.
Although this is the one concern, is when you do this max out overwhelming odds build, there's this pressure to always be doing something to your opponent, right? It's not like when you max out your passive, it's like, all right, I have a fallback plan of just farming.
Hey, at one point you can farm anyway. You have Calling Blade Bracer, you can... but most likely Moon will continue pressuring them lane as he had a good time there. Like they are able to zone him out completely. Oh, we have a 3-man rotation to this lane.
We do.
Ruby
as they
on one side, yeah, Hero and Mirana on the other. There's a Carti too, so they want to keep this creeper alive as long as possible, but that won't.
Nice read by Solo and Save though. They're like, okay, yeah, the cart's coming in. There's going to likely be a rotation. Because admittedly, when you look at it, Pandas, their supports are stronger for that rotational mid right now, right? Whereas Virtus.pros are a lot more defensive.
Definitely more.
Oh, this is trouble. He's got the skewer. He needs to use it right now, though. Ice Path skewers him under tower as Envy got in front of that. Raul tosses across the reinforcements. They do get the kill with the rotation, and meanwhile, Lashrak and no one was just in the jungle getting ready to stack.
Yeah, we are his supports to stack for him, though.
They're off trying to save people already dead. No pulse.
I would flame someone right now.
Probably not good for the team dynamics, Liz. The stacks.
The stacks. That feels good, man, for Brawl. If he manages to take them down before Sage steals.
Come on, Sage. Move in. Fade Bolt right now. They're looking at Envy instead. He has the Chrono. This is dangerous. Because Brawl is still here. He's like, do we go kill now or do we keep farming? Snake King's gone. We go kill. Avalanche. They'll catch on the save. They'll hold on the arrow. And instead, he just surrenders his life as they move in and get the kill.
Got him.
Solo should escape through the north. Envy is chasing though. Should be an easy cleanup for him. He just needs to make sure he's got some RNG because Solo's not even trying to TP.
Has to be careful if Solo uses poison on him.
He could TP, but he wants to actually try and fight. Could be going down for this.
It would be funny if he could manage to kill Envy, but
no, that's a bit of a stretch.
But it would be funny. But
it is Envy. Anything could happen.
Exactly.
It'd be nice to see no one getting a push on this tower. The problem is he's going for this split build. We're seeing more because the Lightning Storm for the CS, right? So you don't have that maxed out quick Diabolic Edict to just burst the tower down. Which benefits Tiny, who really wants to gank. He doesn't want to sit in the mid lane all the time. Even more so when you can supplement it with a hero like Mirana. We'll never know why you can insta-kill catapults with an arrow, but that's just the way it is.
Why not? It's a big-ass arrow. It's not really small. That arrow...
They should rename it Javelin, right?
It's pretty much Javelin, yeah. It's a big-ass arrow, so you should be able to get parties. I like it.
It must work out a lot to be able to launch that. Especially as far as she throws it.
But I'm not certain it's her. No, not
Howie. I'm not sure he's going to make it out of here alive. Put down nice path. Make sure Envy lives.
That's your position 5 life. Make sure your position 1 lives no matter what. This situation he pays with his life, but Ryle and Moon, they're pressuring this tier 1 on the bottom lane instead. Meanwhile, DL has rotated away from the bot into the mid and top. This is your classic rotation by 4 carry. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Your tier 1 on that bottom lane and go into either your top lane or around the shrine and farm there. That's much more efficient, much safer.
It looks like they're making the better trades. They do have the Leshrac after all. Tiny's still looking for a rotation. Like, he's here, he's pulling through, but he wants someone to show up. Like, you look at both these heroes. Neither of these heroes are designed for hitting towers. Both of them want to hit heroes.
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
Definitely, but if you're taking objectives, that's good. And if you put on Meander, I believe he will be going for, a Blade Mail, it seems.
I was wondering if he'd go for the pipe this game.
I was wondering too. Like, pipe is good. Utility is good for them, but instead he opts to go for this Blade Mail type of thing.
I think the other issue you run into is like a lot of Legions have been clocking that you reach this kind of oops point where you're still going for a pipe, but it's not optimal anymore, right? Because it can take you a little bit longer to get it as that type of hero.
The prize is mine.
We'll see how Blade Mail works out for him. Can definitely do something versus the Lash, I guess, with his damage, but overall Blade Mail isn't really the perfect item right now. At all, in my opinion. I don't like it.
I think he's just trying for that maximum snowball. I'd rather see maybe like a drums first. Just it gives you that stat bump up and allows you to go for the early pushes. Toss back. Rezo's been caught. He's got the skewer, and Brawl doesn't want to go with him. Looks like he'll make it out in one piece. And no one is just making sure Envy's life isn't any easier. Trying to assert a lead that he's already built over him. Things will calm down. You just look at right now. The biggest thing you kind of see around this point is supports trying to weave their place in a lane where they can actually
solo.
Speaking of sports, there's one making a rotation, looking for more XP, and he's just the XP to be eaten up by the side of Pandas.
Yeah, they want more though. They see Lash.
Moving in.
See no one.
Envy has to be careful. Envy, no, this is how you die. He has to get out. The Chrono. The arrow follow-up should have been able to get the kill, but Envy can't get the final hit because he turned his ultimate on.
Thanks for playing,
Oh dear.
Yeah, no one falls. Good play by him overall. I was concerned a little bit because it's Envy after all, but
it keeps you on the edge of your seat.
He always keeps you on the edge of your seat, but he moves away. He knows that he would die to the Edict and Pulse Nova if he remained in the Chrono. He moves back and he leaves his teammates to deal with big Disco Pony.
Things will calm down again because, of course, that Disco Pony is the one applying the pressure right now. He's the one that's able to take towers, and no one... He's eyeing up mid now.
And it's on Virtus.pro now to fight. No one is eyeing mid because he understands there is no Chrono now. How does Flying Panda even deal with this? How should they defend? Arrow?
Maybe they could hit the arrow, but it doesn't work out. Back up. Maybe they'll have to surrender this. Brawl is waiting. TPing actually across the shrine. Looks like they need mana. Stun does actually connect on the move, but they can't get close enough. They just want the tower and they want back, but Solo. Diagram will come out. Macropie does go down, trying to get rid of the creep wave to ensure they don't miss toss. Nope, just too early, and as a result, Void in the meantime does go down as he gets caught out by PL. That was a solo kill, no Difu.
How do you manage to kill a Void as a Phantom Lancer?
He TP's too late, apparently.
Wait.
Down the mid, Avalanche moving in, he holds off even though the duel's going to come out. We'll set up for 2 kills. The RP's going to be there afterwards, but Rezo skewers them back, he'll still die. They don't get the duel win, but they do claim 2 core heads of VP.
Rezo a little bit greedy there. I think he could have perhaps skewered away. Instead, skewers in, tries to kill them. Also doesn't have enough mana to do anything. So I think he was dead either way. But yeah, the big thing that we have to talk about is PL.
Not a kill you usually see this.
Definitely not a kill that you usually see, especially because epileptic kids had no diffusal. Once you get that diffusal, you can expect Void to fall here and there. It can happen. But without the diffusal, that kill is not... I don't know what.
I assume they were fighting over the big creep or something, and he overstayed his welcome and TP.
I assume Envy was just being Envy.
This is a fair assessment. And let's see if Envy can be Envy on the other end of the scale. Something godly. He has the chrono to work with. He's moving in right now. No one is defending this top tier 1. More or less alone, as Save has backed up pretty far.
5th E. Does he take a creep and kill PL, or does he just die to the PL without the defense?
Does he get stomped by the creep and then TP too late and die? That's probably what happened. I'll give him a little bit, you know, I'll be like, okay, I understand what probably happened. It's probably a creep AoE because it's a PL, right?
Yeah, probably.
Radiant's middle tower.
There you go, Envy. I got you covered, buddy. Looks like Moon, he's actually going back for the pipe after picking up the blade.
Yeah, you usually just go for full utility if you're playing Legion Commander. That's what you want to do. That's how you want to play this hero.
The select heroes you can justify the play, but like if it's a PA, for example, you're like, okay, the idea of her creating herself just wins a duel instant. To some extent, it works here. Not as effective as it usually would be. Trial. Let's use the haste rune. A little bit of anarchy being caused, but they can't reach and control him up.
Yeah, that defusal has been completed by the PL, and right now he has reached one small power spike that you probably don't want to fight into if you're flying Pandas. You can, but it's definitely not optimal. Still though, PL isn't nearly as tanky as he's supposed to be. Well, right now he is, but...
Envy?
See?
Oh, the ultimate isn't on this time, and the arrow is whiffed. They're trying to keep him alive. No one. Yule buys a little bit of time. They're hanging around. They want the duel opportunity. He can't get the stun out before the duel. Ice Pop stolen. Save! Turn around, RP! Getting to keep him alive. They bring down 2 cores. They're dead.
Both of the cores of Flying Pandas destroyed, punished for their insolence, as that duel was not enough. And obviously, if you're AUI 2000, you need to be very careful how you use that level. Because you are playing versus Rubik, and he will steal that ice path, and he will use it on your duel. And if that's like the worst thing that can happen for an LC.
I mean, perfect from Save, living up to literally his name there. Saves the life.
Saving lives.
What more do you want?
There you go.
This is the kind of Rubik display you get nowadays. You know, I feel like this is becoming the new kind of focus round 4s. We talk about Murano a lot, but the Rubik sneaking back in. He's never felt stronger, really, Liz. And it's never felt, I don't want to say easy to play, but it's very hard to be in a game where you can't do anything.
It's just the way you build him as well. Now on the bottom lane, Snake.
Ice Path is there again. He's never giving up this spell now.
It's just the way you build Rubik 2. You go for Aether Lance into like a 2 bracers build, and you can just do a whole lot with that. The passive Arcane Supremacy just allows you to stun people forever if you steal good spells, and it's just a good hero at the moment. But I believe the biggest thing about Rubik is obviously Fate Bolt in the laning stage, just preventing the enemy carry from farming or trading hits.
Now they're on the prowl again. Moon tries to move away. He missed times at the Spirit Lance. Did actually slow him down. The Diffuse will burn all his mana. They're trying to hide him now. Moonlight Shadow did say that'll be enough. There's no detection nearby.
Yeah, at least they forced the Moonlight Shadow, and that PL that's just picked up the Diffusal also has a hood now to work with, which means that he is a little bit tankier to take down from this point onwards.
They need the chrono to kill him, really.
Yeah, and Envy is building towards his normal item build. He has Midas going towards that Maelstrom, you know. Like, he's in a decent spot. They don't really have a lot of bugs for him, besides, obviously, the press the attack by Legion.
Not bad.
Definitely not bad, but it's not your Augur, you know, it's something similar. In any case, we might see him fight now.
He has the RP, so they can't hard commit to this.
They can if the Chrono is used, right?
They have the blink on Tiny as well. They need to find save. They know he's back there with the Ice Path still. He won't reveal himself. The pings are coming out, and they're moving forward. But do you find the high ground? History tells you it's a bad idea. So just calm down, let your PL shove out the lane. There's no pressure on your tier 1 tower, and that's your only concern. That's the reason you came here. Nice D-ward in the meantime by Solo.
Well played by Solo indeed. So plan that sentry so that it covers that high ground position there too, behind the hard camp, because it's very, like, it's a place that's warded all the time right now.
Yeah, usually it's like here, sometimes here.
But now it's that one, yeah. The last one is where we see the wards very often. When it comes to the lane domination, we see this mirroring movement. The Dire is in the Radiant jungle, the Radiant is in the Dire jungle, pressuring the tier 2s. Something standard, something that we see very often. Oh, AUI actually not dewarding that is also peculiar, because Dazzle had no high ground vision while he was hitting it. There was no one around. Maybe he thought that the ward is on the other side of the Radiant jungle.
Maybe it's too risky, right? Like, he's last one out there. He doesn't have a Quelling Blade, so it's not an insta-D ward.
Yeah, and we will see a smoke up.
No way to play around it. Like, if you know they have vision there, they might think they're safe.
That's always the difficulty. But if you don't see anyone on the map, you shouldn't feel safe. And that's why Virtus.pro is falling back. You see Rezo, you see Epileptic Kid. They're moving back. He's sending the illusion, obviously, to scout out, but they shouldn't fall for that.
Well, they might, because the Moonlight Shadow. They won't.
They won't. They didn't lose the smoke.
Not PL. Jump in now. Chrono's going to be next on the 2 as well. And they got the damage though. PL's so tanky even against the Macropart. Arrow through. I'm not sure if it's low enough. Now the toss cross. They need to get rid of Magnus because he's got the RP. Gonna turn around on them right now. Drags them in. Damage is used. Oh my god! No one just destroys them. 4 dead already. Make it 5. Go! Cook some dragon, baby. BP is silent.
Dude, I knew pandas were endangered, but these flying pandas are extinct right now. As Virtus.pro, the bears, they just mauled them, ate them up, all because of Save and his place. He just won them the match right there. He steals the Ice Pet. First lifts the Void, so he prevents him from hitting the PL. Then he steals the Ice Pet, uses it on Legion and Void. Here comes Rezo with the RP, followed up with the PL that's just hitting you with that Empower. So much AoE damage coming from Lash as well. And you're just dead. Dead, punished for your insolence and your attempt to dive under that, well, tier 2 on the Radiant side of the map. Good plays by Flying Pandas, good plays if you're a Virtus.pro fan, but not really a good play for everyone that loves Envy and anime.
Definitely not. I mean, you know, Pandas, they don't know how to protect themselves. They don't even know how to reproduce, but apparently they are very good at dying, is what we're learning quickly. Well, it's 10-9 on the score. Each time, that's twice now in a row where Pandas have been completely and utterly repelled, and it shows in the network because there's been so much time spent back farming, really. Look at it, 6k net worth lead. We are only 20 minutes in, and it's a PL. Like, you expect this to an extent because of the Magnus lineup, but you also expect to get punished.
Magnus is what makes that possible. That's pretty much it. Rezo following PL around and empowering him.
But yet he's died twice, but it's barely felt like it's even mad, right? Like, usually
a lot of stacks as well. You see Rezo made that, so definitely Epileptic Kid has been enabled by his teammates. E-Kid, I'm calling him E-Kid.
E-Kid? Yeah. He is an E-Kid of the E-world, and he is on his way towards an Abyss. I love this.
He's on his way to be
Lord of the Abyssal here.
An e-sport E-Kid.
Okay. I was going to go with sending them to the Abyss, as it's almost complete. Actually, just 1,000 going out. And I like PLs built like this. I always feel like when you put yourself in this tanky PL, you have to have follow-up damage. They do with the Shrag, but they are so far ahead, he feels so confident that he can do this type of build. And even kill Trial.
I think something like a Heart as well would be just good enough for him.
Maybe Skadi?
Skadi or Heart. I think that would be maybe an even better option than this instant Abyssal. They have a lot of control. as long as he survives the chrono, I think they're fine. Let's say they chrono him next time, but there's no ice pad to follow up. He's dependent on the plays from his Rubik at the moment. If he gets something like the Heart or Skadi, he doesn't require that assistance in Rubik, so...
Which means you can focus on saving the Shrek and keeping your secondary
Yeah, it makes your game a little bit more easier. Then again, if you buy Abyssal, you can be a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, it's kind of argument when you're ahead. If you go for the Heart, you're kind of playing to survive, whereas when you go for the Abyssal, you're already ahead, you're playing to win, if that makes sense, right? It's like...
Yeah,
you can burst people.
I don't like it that much. Honestly, I would much rather go for the survivability, but...
Oh, Brown needs some more survivability. Stun's going to be there. He dies to the DD.
When you're ahead, like you just said, you can just finish them off, right?
Yeah. It's like instead of stemming your advantage because, oh, I never want to die, you should be like, okay, how do I double down on this? Like, how hard would it be for him to kill me if I go for this over a Heart?
And considering he has Dazzle and the Rubik, it's obviously easy for him to survive even through Chrono. He goes for the Basher into Abyssal, and he goes for an Aegis next scene.
Now, they'll secure the Roche. No chance of interruption here. You don't want to go into that pit. Moon is letting them know, but they just don't have the numbers.
Where he goes.
In fact, Moon should be able to get away. He did get the speed boost out from the overwhelming nods. Rana is pretty deep though. Snaking's going to be found safe. Snipes him out. Aethelens gives him the range, and the first hit back. Oh, you hate to see it. Snaking will go down.
You want to get hit by that, don't you? First hit bash. You know when an Ursa was popular and he buys that Blink Basher, he uses, what's it called?
It's always,
power.
Yeah,
he jumps on you, the first hit bashes you, and you're like, all right.
And then he bashes you at the end again.
I guess I'm gonna die.
Do you ever do that? You're in your pub games, like, this hero is not optimal for Basher, but if I just hit them once and it bashes, there's something so rewarding about it. You know you're flipping the RNG.
There's something very rewarding about finding a dragon.
Oh, especially if you can steal again. Oh no, Owie. The lift is last way too long. Save got what he won, and now they can go wherever the hell they choose.
Yeah, stealing that ice path is even more crucial than killing the Jakiro. For real, like, getting that ice path away from him is going to allow you to play these fights a little bit differently. The duel does not matter, as you can see that Legion has queued up a big KB, but it will... Let's just say that he's... I don't think that he will be able to get it in this game, maybe in the next one. If
with enough pre-planning, anything is possible.
Nah, it's possible. I'm kidding. Like,
it's just like how much effect the BKB is going to have.
He's 1300. I mean, it will allow him to survive through all the damage after he duels, but it's definitely not the greatest pickup. But it is a pickup that he needs.
It's like he's sitting here right now. It's like, what other utility could I build, right? Because it feels like right now as Legion, you typically build the pipe, and then you are looking at maybe a BKB. It's one of the few heroes that having... PC turned up, by the way.
CPU turned
Yeah, I mean PC. They always say CPU.
But what? You actually say
like
CPU?
No, I don't, but a lot of the players do. Like, they knocked out the cable at the back or something.
So the monitor is still on, but the CPU is off.
Yeah, so basically what they've done is they've knocked out the cable
only
at the back
the central
of the PC.
processor unit is off.
Yeah,
right.
the GPU is still working. They can still see graphics, of course. Look, they're not technical experts, right? They are technical Dota experts. They know the heroes inside out.
But we're not, too.
But no, the thing to highlight here is I think Legion right now is one of the few heroes that feels okay to have a pipe and a BKB on, right? Like a lot of heroes that feels like you're doubling down on and using up all your slots, but Legion, you do kind of just relegate yourself to the abandoned thought process, right? Like, I will save my carry later.
Everyone is pretty much just cosplaying Abaddon right now on the offlane. And when he's banned and you're playing offlane, you're just cosplaying into that hero and trying to be him. You can't be, you can never be, but you can try and copy him. And the next best copy is definitely Legion with press the attack.
And more or less every offlane. Like, I think at the moment, if you're an offlaner, you're either looking at either...
You tilt your save.
Yes. And, well, there are rare exceptions. Like, Sand King looks at Veil, for example, right? He's just trying to maximize kill potential. I feel like Veil might be the next kind of item to highlight for offlanes. It's just most of the popular offlanes right now don't get anything out.
I mean, it's been popular for... while.
Yeah, but offlaners that build it haven't been widespread, right? It's mainly been Sand King.
Yeah. That's true.
Makes you wonder what would happen if Leshrac started playing the offlane more, for example.
It's difficult. You just need a capable support of sustaining you on that Lesh. It's possible, definitely, but Brawler on your side always.
Yeah, it's the one that kind of gotcha when you see they picked like a slow carry. It's like you can never actually catch me because I move speed of light.
Light?
There's a lot of lights around him when he does it as well. He didn't go for the move speed.
Deine Name... Can I just read German here? I have German daughter. Deine Name verärgert mich.
Your name also offends me.
Ein unverfender Tod.
Okay, now you know how to say dazzling death. It's better when you do a dazzle voice with it though.
So is Dazzle Verfender? Is that how they call him on... Man,
Maybe.
all my spells are on German as well.
Stop, Liz. Just focus on what you know.
You know
English,
kegelförmige Giftwolke,
Russian.
Die mehrere Gegner treffen kann. Verursacht Schaden über die Zeit und verlangsamt das Bewegungstempo. I don't know.
And we're back from the ESL German ads.
I don't know what the hell I just said, but that was Poison Touch, and what Poison Touch does the best is it gives you a lot of Bewegungstempo.
Do you know what these guys do the best? They play Doa, because we're back. Pause has ended, and we're ready to see some more towers crumble in the face of nowhere.
Someone better help Dyer's middle tower.
They're going to lane. Need more on the bot lane. Just a cheeky move in. Snaking did actually get the rune, actually, so he'll be able to move away.
Snaking actually has those creeps as well, so he is able to help his teammates out quite a lot when it comes to sustain. But it's not the sustain that they have to worry about. It is, but I believe the damage dealing capabilities of there are not really there yet. You have to be able to burst down these targets in the chronosphere, but...
Top. Speaking of Chronos, there's an opportunity here. No one is the one here. No! Heavy! Oh, what was that? He's gonna go down. He gets what he deserves.
Am I supposed to analyze that?
Is he being coached by Loda? Did they get picked up by Alliance? Because that was something special, Liz.
Can I tell you what no one said on German? He said, zweibeinige Abschaulichkeit. It's way too difficult to read.
No, this game is way too difficult to understand. You know, Envy, sometimes he gets the 1,000 IQ play, sometimes he loses a few zeros along the way. And Brow, he might get another number onto his score. This will be his third death here, no escape from that.
Yeah, well, he's dying there to the left. Rubik PL is taking your base. He has taken down the tower, going for the melee Raxes, and now it's on Flying Pandas to decide do they want to continue playing or do they want to get RP'd.
They're going to drag him in. A bit of pull-up as well. Legion Commander has no life, he has no game. In fact, he'll only be unstunned when he spawns again in 50 seconds. Does have buyback, but they know this lane is gone.
They go back into the Raxes. They will take the melee Raxes.
You could just force Throne to force buyback right now, right?
No. It's 30 seconds away. I think you can go for the next side.
Okay, yeah, they go get tier 2. That's what I was wondering. It's like, you want to check if Legion has buyback. Ice bar? No, off the mark. Skew it back. MV? No, he just got back up. Oh, no. I mean, I know you get knocked down, you get back up again, but it's not the way you want it. It's a GG. They know it's over. VP take game 1. You know, it looked like there was signs live early on, but very quickly, this just escalated beyond even our wildest imagination, courtesy of MV Chrono.
It's all that one smoke. It's not just courtesy of MV Chrono. That one Chrono was good when he caught Magnus MPL. It looked alright, but unfortunately, Rubik was there to steal the ice pad. He steals the ice pad, turns that Chrono around completely.
Bye.